Today, I'm going to show you how to get your chickens laying eggs again and keep them laying for years and years to come so you always have fresh, healthy eggs to eat. Let's go! Welcome to Becky's Homestead. If my chickens weren't laying, the first thing I'd want to know is how old are they? Are they past the age of laying eggs? If you bought your chickens from somebody else, from a farm, that could be a possibility. They're too old to lay eggs. Or they could be too young to lay eggs. They haven't started laying eggs yet. After I've sorted out the age of the chicken, I start to troubleshoot. There's 5 things I would do to start troubleshooting. Number 1 is, are they getting enough to eat? A little bit of whole corn and some bread can really bring a chicken around if it's having trouble laying eggs. That's in addition to the laying mash they're getting, the crimped oats, and either alfalfa hay or alfalfa pellets. Number 2 is, do they have a cozy private nest box? Hens are very, very sensitive to stress. So they need a very quiet, cozy nest box where they can lay their eggs. When I say a private spot, what I mean is really, really private. A dark and cozy spot away from traffic, dogs, children, any noise or commotion. It has to be in a really quiet, cozy spot. Number 3, worm your chickens with diatomaceous earth. I would add about a 1/4 cup of diatomaceous earth to their automatic feeder, fill it up about halfway, stir it all up in there, and then your chickens will be wormed. All animals have worms. They live outside and they all have worms, so you have to worm them. I love diatomaceous earth, and you can find a link in the description below to the kind I use. Number 4, it's very important. Make sure your chickens have grit. Grit contains calcium, and the calcium helps the chickens' muscles contract so they can squeeze out the eggs. They have to have grit 24/7. Grit is really important. It gets in their gizzard, and it's like a little bag of rocks that grinds up all their food, and they get all the nutrients out of their food. Plus, they need the calcium they get from the grit. But the grit wears down over time and just passes through, so you need to replenish it all the time. Make sure you have grit available for your chickens every day. Number 5 is to remove all the stress you can from your coop. Don't have the dogs chasing them, the children chasing them around the yard trying to catch them and hold them. Make sure nothing's stalking them at night while they're sleeping. Chickens have to be really, really stress-free to be happy and lay eggs. Stress can make a hen just completely stop laying eggs. They will get stressed out from some change and boom, they will stop laying eggs. You can't have the dogs circling around the coop barking at them. You can't have the children chasing them around the yard trying to catch them and hold them. You can't have really noisy cars pulling up in the driveway and parking near the coop. It has to be really, really stress-free. I want to take a minute and show you what I feed my chickens every single day. This right here is the laying crumbles and what they look like. This is in their feeder, and it's available to the chickens 24/7. Also, along with that, that's available every single day is the grit. This is what grit looks like. The other things I feed the chickens every day, these are crimped oats. I feed those. The chickens love that. What I do just out of convenience is I feed alfalfa pellets. I just like this for the convenience for the horses and the chickens. I put these alfalfa pellets in the food. Every day I give them a bit of this. The next thing, this is kind of the key if you're having trouble with your chickens laying, what you can add to their diet, and then keep giving it to them intermittently throughout the year, is this whole corn. The whole corn adds a lot of fat and nutrients to the chicken's diet and helps them get going laying eggs if they're not quite getting enough. If a chicken is really, really sick for whatever reason, it's having trouble, I will take pieces of bread and dip them in water until they're mushy, water-soaked bread, and then I'll rip off little pieces of wet bread and I will feed them to the sick chicken, and that really brings the chicken back good. So if you feed all these different foods to your chickens, your cooped chickens, you should have no problems with those chickens laying eggs every day for you. Add to the chickens' diet that helps
just
them.
Running around in the background. He's photobombing you.